the late Saturday afternoon game is the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling back to Baltimore to take on that division rival that is truly black and blue football. And it just so happens, as this game usually comes down to, it's for the division. Even though there are 3 games left in the season, whoever wins this game will be the leader in the division and will have the inside track to win the division and host a wild card game at home. Griff, what do the Steelers and Russ have to do to go into Baltimore and beat up a meleaguered Baltimore defense that is always susceptible to giving up big plays and a lot of points? How do the Steelers win this game on offense?
They got to find somebody that can step up and fill the shoes of Pickens, man, because without Pickens, they don't really have no threat. I mean, really, they pretty much one-dimensional without Pickens. And we done seen here the last couple of games, and we talked about it's a rivalry game. I got it. In the last time they played, the score was 18-16. It was a defensive match. But they had a Pickens on the other side of that ball. They had a person that could be a threat to that Baltimore defense. I just don't see no threat over there with the Steelers right now if they don't have Pickens, unless somebody can step up or they can control the game with the run. So, but I think Baltimore learned from the last game that they need to hand that ball off to Derrick Henry a little bit more than they did in the last time they played. So,
yes, sir.
That's what I see.
I agree 1,000%. We'll go ahead and get it out there. I personally believe no matter what the records say, Baltimore is a better team 1 through 53 on their roster as compared to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why do I say that? Because Baltimore has more explosive weapons on offense that you can depend upon to create explosive plays at any given moment on any yard line on the field. So Derrick Henry can take it 99 yards. Lamar Jackson can take it 99 yards. Zay Flowers can take it 99 yards. So they all possess the speed, the breakaway speed to expand the defense one and break some ankles while doing it or running somebody over. So Baltimore has more explosive weapons on offense. How Baltimore wins this game is by using those explosive weapons on offense. You may have mentioned that Bateman, who has become a favorite target of Lamar here recently, it may not be able to play or is extremely limited. I talked about the top 3 speedsters on the team. I haven't even mentioned Andrews yet. I haven't even mentioned Likely yet. I haven't even mentioned Justice Hill yet. So there is no reason why Pittsburgh should be able to go into Baltimore this weekend and surprise, confuse, or apply pressure to Lamar Jackson or the Baltimore offense. Because one, these 2 coaches have been coaching against each other for 18 years. They are the other team's most disliked rival. So we play each other twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year, depending on whether or not we both make it to the playoffs. We know everything about each other. We take each other's players when their contracts are up. So there is no reason. There is no, I don't care what Russ does this weekend. Baltimore is the win now.
Huh? Have you looked at the Hard Knocks, AFC North Hard Knocks? Drew, it's awesome, bro. You'll find out just how these 2 teams feel about each other. Of all the Hard Knocks, and I like this one because it ain't the Hard Knocks jinx here, man. I mean, I got newfound respect for Mike Tomlin based off of what I done seen, man. I see why he's been successful or, hadn't had a losing season when it comes to his squad. But again, I just think the offensive stagnation of the Steelers is going to be their downfall. Troy asked the question, do you think the Steelers going to be able to run on Baltimore, which I think is a good question.
That is a very good question, Troy. And usually I will give you my 2 cents, but I'm going to bring the Baltimore Ravens expert, the Baltimore Ravens whisperer onto the show to tell you how the Baltimore Ravens are going to shut down the Pittsburgh Steelers run game, and Najee Harris or Warren will not be able to do anything. Jordan, tell us how those Baltimore Ravens are going to show up on defense tomorrow.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you bringing me on the show. I don't think they'll completely shut them down on the run game. The Steelers they have a pretty good run team. They run Najee Harris and what's that other guy? Warren.
Warren.
Yeah, they'll definitely, they'll get some touches and run. It's an AFC North battle, right? Both of these two teams are going to be playing for the division. But I will tell you what may be the deciding factor of this game, the special teams. If you guys don't remember from last time we played, Justin Tucker missed a couple of key kicks that could have put the Ravens above 18 points, which would have won them that game. So they need to play a clean football game, no penalties, nothing stupid. And they got to convert on special teams. Make every point count.
So what is the talk around Baltimore about Justin Tucker and his psyche? Because it's not physical. He's still kicking the ball 60 yards. It's just going wide left or wide right. What has been the talk of the town as to how Justin Tucker needs to un-Justin Tucker himself and get back to his traditional, reliable ways?
Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot of factors that could go into it. I know that they have a new holder. I think his name's Jordan Stout compared to Sam, who used to be a veteran for the Baltimore Ravens. He was with us for a long time. So a lot of people are talking about maybe it's the way the holder could be placing the ball down. But I think Justin Tucker will be all right. We played the Giants. He made all of his extra point kicks because he was missing some extra points too. But he'll be all right.
So we're going to blame it on the holder?
Yeah, I'm going to blame it on the holder. It's that new kicking ball.
Laces out. Laces out. But no, I think that you're right, that Justin Tucker should be okay. And this is going to be the weekend for Justin Tucker to prove it against the team's biggest rival. Like you said, Griff, Hard Knocks shows that Pittsburgh is a different kind of organization, and how Mike Tomlin takes the day-to-day approach to conducting business. And it's not about the player. It's not about the person. It's about the allocation of resources, right? As he put it, the distribution of labor. It's about how we utilize this resource to maximize the return on the investment that the Rooney family has made on this particular person. And he gets the best out of his team every single season. For the past 4 or 5 years, they have, shout out to Pickens, but they haven't really had quarterback stability between him and Mason Rudolph since Big Ben retired. And he has still been able to find ways to have a winning season every single year. So you can trust on Mike Tomlin having his team ready. We haven't talked about the Pittsburgh's defense. We know T.J. Watt is somewhat hobbled, but he's probably going to play and make every attempt to be impactful.
He was full participant in practice.
So, that lets you know that he understands the magnitude of this game. It's not only we're playing against our most disliked team and our neighbors in the AFC North, but it is for the division lead and most likely the division title. So who will win this game? Who you got, Griff?
The Ravens.
You got the Ravens. Okay. And I know, Jordan, you're going to be a homer, but put on your analytical hat if you was putting money on it, like Griff like to say.
Hey, I got the Ravens all the way.
You got the Ravens all the way.
He was going to lose money regardless. He still go with the Ravens. The hell with the money.
Yeah, I'm going to take this L. No, I understand. And I haven't even talked about Lamar Jackson, who's a legitimate MVP candidate, right? The team record does not reflect how great of a season Lamar is having. But he's having a phenomenal year, much better than the year he had last year when he won the MVP award. His numbers are off the charts. It's just that defense that Jordan coaches on his spare time continues to give up points. So maybe Jordan was a little busy this weekend and didn't have time to stop by the team arena. And give them some pointers, and maybe they'll show up and shut down that Pittsburgh offense, because it has been sputtering here over the past couple of weeks after putting up 44 against Cincinnati a few weeks ago. So I'm looking forward to this game tomorrow. Y'all said you're going with the Ravens. Well, daggone it, I'm going with the Ravens too, because King Henry shall do what Zeke said that he wants to do, which is eat. And if, Jordan, y'all don't give Derrick Henry the ball at least 10 times in the fourth quarter, you should really consider firing either your offensive coordinator or your head coach or both, because this game is going to be tight. Justin Tucker kicks a late game field goal to win it for the Baltimore Ravens and regains all of that confidence that he left on the sideline in the first half of the season. And Baltimore will now begin to be talked about again as a legitimate Super Bowl contender, because if they don't win this game tomorrow, they're going to be one and done in the playoffs. If they do win this game tomorrow and somebody has to come to Baltimore to continue their playoff chances, Baltimore will be too strong at home in January. So looking forward to this one. This is the 4:30 game tomorrow afternoon. So by that point, if you are a true NFL fan, you would have witnessed the first great game, about to witness the second great game of the day. Speaking of the first great game of the day, Jordan, we appreciate you, man. Best of luck to your Ravens tomorrow. We shall be watching and taking notes. So we may see you on camera tomorrow or Tuesday if we do a show to talk about how great you were and how great 8 was, or how y'all gave another game away at home. We'll see.
I will say this, and we can move on to the next, because we spent way too much time on this. But if they lose tomorrow, you can forget talking about Lamar and the MVP. That's all I'm gonna say.
100%.
That's understandable. That is understandable, because you gotta win those big games when they really count. We talk about big time players make big time plays. Tomorrow's a big time game, so let's make it happen.